Since the 1800s, computers have been gradually improving to become more efficient for human beings. From the difference engine being able to break the barriers of mathematical arithmetic equations to the modern computer, now used for social communication and research, computers have fixed the problems that humans cannot fix themselves.
The first concept for a computer dates back to 1822 when Charles Babbage began developing the difference engine, an automatic mechanical calculator used for tabulating polynomial equations. This machine was able to compute several sets of numbers and make hard copies of the results. Ada Lovelace assisted Babbage in creating this machine, writing the world's first machine algorithm. In 1837, Babbage moved on to propose the first mechanical computer, the analytical engine. It was the first digital computer in the world, with over 200 to-scale drawings that date back to September 1834. It was intended to have 4 basic arithmetic functions, all used for equations as a calculator, in contrast to now when computers are utilized for personal use. Lovelace continued to assist Babbage in this, as she theorized that the analytical engine could do more than just calculate, and that any content could be digitalized. Babbage and Lovelace together were able to set the precedent for how computers were to be made and used. To further develop machines that helped with mathematics, Alan Turing created the Turing machine in 1936. Before this machine, there were barriers to solving algorithms. This machine broke that barrier by being the first machine to simulate any computer algorithm, no matter how complicated it is.
After the Turing machine, there were still barriers that needed to be broken computer-wise. One was how complicated they were, making the computers hard to use. To break this barrier, Conrad Zuse invented the Z3 computer presented in 1941. Though it was very large compared to devices today, it was the world's first working, programmable, fully automatic digital computer. This device consisted of a cluster of glass-fronted wooden cabinets and wiring looms. As an entirely new concept, the Z3 computer intended for the German Aircraft Research Institute to perform statistical analysis of wing flutter, further developing airplanes.
After the Z3 computer, it became apparent that it was both necessary and economically feasible to improve on or ignore its user's design and break barriers by creating faster, more reliable computers. This began with the ABC computer, also in 1941. The ABC, or Tanasoff Berry computer, was built at Iowa State University beginning in 1939 as a way to complete faster calculations such as multiplication while using electricity. This was important for the time, as before that it took entirely too long for a computer to do many problems in a short amount of time. This computer inspired the Colossus computer made in 1943. It is considered the first large-scale electronic computer and had an important role in British war efforts in 1943. It was created to break the German encrypted code called Fish transmissions, code very similar to the modern binary code used today. The use of non-Colossus computers helped with Allied victory and saved the lives of many European citizens. The Zuse computer also inspired the ENIAC, the first fully programmable general-purpose electronic digital computer, finished in 1946. It was created by John Mauchly and J. Presper Ecker Jr., designed specifically for the purpose of computing values for artillery range tables for the Allies in World War II, using plug boards or control panels to communicate instructions into the computer. The first task of the computer was to do calculations for the construction of the hydrogen bomb. It was completed in February 1946, but the war it was designed for was officially over.
After the ENIAC, there were many attempts to change the computers from advanced calculators to even more advanced general-purpose computers. Around 1949, American mathematician Grace Hopper began another pioneering effort of the first large-scale electronic digital computer. She strongly encouraged programming and the sharing of common portions of programs between programmers. The shared codings reduced errors, tedium, and duplication of effort. Since programming, Hopper was able to grade the programming language that ordinary people could understand and use efficiently. Soon after this barrier was broken, in the early 1960s, the revolutionary Apollo guidance computer was created by Margaret Hamilton. This was a digital computer produced for the Apollo program that was installed on board each Apollo command module and Apollo lunar module.
While computers were getting faster, there was a need for easier-to-use computers. This came with the Osborne 1 in 1981. Designed by Lee Fellenstein and developed by Adam Osborne, the portable computer was a revolution that broke the barrier of computers being stationary. It was very large at 24 pounds and had many problems. One of the main issues was that it was prone to overheat and stop working. Even though it experienced problems, it still fixed the issue of computers being confined to one location and led to laptops being created in the future.
Also in 1981, the first IBM personal computer was introduced by Philip Don Estridge. This computer broke the common barrier that computers are not to be brought home. Soon after this, in 1983, a much more successful portable computer named the Gavilion SC was released. As successful as this was, also in 1983, the Apple Lisa was published. This was the first personal computer to use a GUI, which is the feature that allows the user to interact using icons, whereas before, interactions were through text-based commands. Though it was inevitably not successful, it emphasized how computers were becoming easier to use. Because of this failure, Microsoft introduced Windows with more compatible and easy-to-use software, done in 1985. This broke the barrier of the difficulties humans were facing before with technology. Computers have also improved in manufacturing, as the IBM PCD released a 12-pound computer compared to the 24-pound laptop. Released in 1986, this computer made it more feasible to carry around the personal laptop.
Beginning in 1991, Linus Torvalds invented the Linux kernel, which was used as the interface between a computer's hardware and processes that communicated and managed resources. The Linux kernel, which was further improved upon during the years, was a physical machine that handled memory, storage, process management, system calls, and security.
In the year of 1996, the first commercial USB cable and port were created. This showed that technology began to advance and replace the old ways of the world. The following year, IBM's Deep Blue computer defeated the world chess champion Garry Kasparov in a 6-match showdown. Though people could still do a lot of things better than computers, this was the first step towards breaking barriers in technology, renovating jobs and activities. In the year of 1999, Starbridge Systems began to plan and create the hypercomputer. They had many plans to be the next big thing, but simply their prices were too high for such high-quality computers. Their ideas weren't complete failures because along the way they created a new programming language called Viva. Other than programming, many computer companies began to specialize in computer parts in the year 2000. One company in particular, NVIDIA, made graphics cards that were considered high-end and still are one of the world's top graphic cards. Once the 2000s hit, the computer usage in households and businesses skyrocketed, along with internet access too. The percentages of usage were already over 50% for both computers and internet access at home.
Continuing on from the change of the millennium, in the year 2006, there was another technological resurgence. Only this time, it was a barrier broken in computer storage. In the year 2006, Amazon released a cloud-based system known as Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services was the first cloud storage system that was proven more effective and efficient than most on-site storage. It allowed for the computer-based infrastructure, such as databases, to work easier and offer more tools to manage them. Around this time, smartphones were starting to get introduced and they were rapidly getting upgraded.
After 2010, more ideas as to how we should make phones more convenient also increased. This led to the creation of the first Samsung Galaxy Note phone. This phone was created by the company Samsung Electronics, and what made the phone so popular was its creation of a pen built in the phone. This pen created a faster way to access applications downloaded to the phone and could be used to write anything on the phone more efficiently. As the phones improve, Samsung has also improved its pens, allowing people to take pictures with only the pen. Later on, in 2012, the need for more people to get into the technology industry has increased, and this led to the creation of Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is a cheap, credit card-sized computer that can be plugged into a TV or monitor and also use a keyboard and mouse. It was created by Edwin Upton in 2012 and was made for the purpose of getting young children into the world of coding and programming. It was able to do everything one person might expect a standard computer to do. Most of all, Raspberry Pi also strengthened the creativity in young children to create new inventions using Raspberry Pi, which helped the future of our world as technology is continually improving. From the 1800s to more recent times, it's been shown that computers have been slowly but surely becoming better and better. From the first drawings of the analytical engine to the efficient devices such as the cell phone, scientists have been breaking the barriers of calculations, programming, and communication.